Hey, what's up with it, y'all? Welcome to my podcast, Cold Narratives. I'm your host, Iceberg Green. About to let y'all hear some of these cold narratives. Check it out. What's up with it, y'all? Iceberg Green in this thing. So, first, I just want to let everybody know, look, I'm not the savior. I'm not the black savior. I'm not no prophet. None of that. I'm from the community, and I spit on what's going on in the community. That's what I do. I'm not trying to be Malcolm or Martin. I admire them, and I look up to them. Those type of people. I listen to Professor Black Truth, Tariq Nasheed, and people like that, Lisa Cabrera, and people like that in the black media, Afro Elite. I could keep going on. There's so many of them. Just check them people out. That's what I do. They're more educated. So if you want more in detail of these stories I report about, tap in with them. They report on a lot of stuff I do too. And they can give you more details because they're more knowledgeable. Okay, Professor Black Truth definitely he is way more knowledgeable than a lot of people give him credit for. But these are my advocates in this black media and this foundational Black American path. So that's just to throw that out there. Okay, cool. So now I got that off my chest. Let me get to this story. So Antioch Police Department, I've been reporting on this in my podcast. They were caught sending racist text messages back and forth of were um how they were arresting people, putting drugs on them, doing all types of stuff. Talking about we'll take them to the field. They look like mom. They were doing all types of stuff. But there's more details coming out. It was way more deeper than that, which I said it's a lot more deeper. So what they did, they started a criminal organization, like a gang. They were pretty much from Antioch to Pittsburgh, Vallejo. They were everywhere with it. So in Oakland, they just had a case in Oakland, not to go off too far, but they just had a case in Oakland where one of the officers, he's being indicted right now. So back to the story. So right now they're actually being indicted and they were arrested, 3 of them, but there's more to this case, and they just arrested them, I think last night or yesterday, but they're arrested. And all this other stuff is coming out about how they were taking money from college funds, how they were lying on documents, how they were coercing people, how they were violating civil rights. I mean, these dudes got at least 29 counts on indictment. So I'm gonna just show y'all some details. I'm gonna show y'all some content, what they just reported on. I'll be right back, after this content to discuss how I feel and chime in on a few things that I can point out, a few narratives that y'all might not, focused on, but I'm gonna throw them out there. But check this out.
Police officers of the Antioch and Pittsburgh police departments. The charges are wide-ranging. They include conspiracy to violate civil rights, conspiracy to violate wire fraud, conspiracy to distribute anabolic steroids, wire fraud, numerous civil rights violations, destruction, alteration, and falsification of records in federal investigations, and obstruction of justice. The first indictment charges 6 defendants. I will refer to it as the college degree benefits fraud indictment. The indictment describes how several defendants conspired to defraud police departments, including the Antioch and Pittsburgh police departments. The officers claimed that they had earned college credits towards degrees, when in fact they hired people to attend classes and take exams for them. The police department's policies permitted reimbursement of the tuition cost and awarded salary raises to officers who earned college degrees. These defendants conspired to defraud their police departments and to reap the financial benefits of earning college degrees without putting in the work or obtaining the knowledge that comes from real educational achievement. Specifically, the indictment describes how the police officer was assigned to monitor a wiretap, how he used his own personal phone to call a target of the wiretap, and how he then prevented that call from being recorded during the wiretap. The officer then falsified records related to his call. The defendant was also charged with a civil rights violation in which he allegedly confiscated a citizen's phone and damaged it to prevent the retrieval of relevant evidence.
So right here, this is an example when they just go overboard, when these white supremacists just go all the way overboard, and it's nothing they can do but prosecute these dudes. See, it's bad now. So, when the system get cracked and it get holes in it, and they got to patch them up, this how it look. So some heads finna roll. So there's a lot of DAs, there's a lot of people involved in this. So let's see how they lobby this one, because based on what I've been hearing, what I've been reading on it, these officers were pretty much like an organized crime ring all through Northern California. So this is deeper than just Antioch, Pittsburgh, and which they're saying right now. And that's pretty much all they could tell us. But like I said, man, these cops, this is a system. This is a system we trust in. This is a system that's supposed to protect us and all, and then it don't. We got to protect ourselves as black people because they're not going to protect us at all. We have to protect each other, and we have to focus on protecting each other. Instead of doing harm to each other, let's focus on protecting each other. But that's a whole nother podcast. I get on that another day, but that's serious. But yeah. So right now they have been indicted, and they're gonna face charges. I hope they excuse me. I don't want to say that. They should do a lot of time. Because I really don't say hope nobody go to jail or prison. If you do some crime, you end up in there for that crime. That's where you at. And these dudes done did some stuff, so they finna end up in there. Hopefully. Is that better? But anyway, back to the story. So yeah, here goes some more content, man. Check this out.
The fourth indictment is the deprivation of rights indictment. This 29-page indictment describes a disturbing litany of civil rights violations by 3 officers of the Antioch Police Department. The alleged crimes include the improper deployment of a canine as well as weapons in order to harm individuals in and around Antioch. The indictment describes how defendants boasted about their illegal uses of force in text messages between one another. The defendants also allegedly shared photos of their victims' injuries and even collected, as mementos, spent ammunition from their attacks on the people of Antioch. Collectively, these 4 indictments describe a group of officers who acted as though they were above the law. The officers had no interest in de-escalation or other proper law enforcement tactics to avoid violence. And they tried to escape scrutiny by, among other things, failing to submit truthful reports and by refusing to properly wear and use their body-worn cameras.
I'm just saying, this is like some movie stuff. These dudes was even just like lying, saying that they had college degrees, had people taking a test for them. I mean, you can't make this up, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all better pay attention to these movies. I'm telling you, they've been doing this. That one on Netflix, that special about black people. I'm not gonna get on it, but yeah, it gets a blame in there. It's a blame for sure, but it's a true one. But back to the story right here. So they were doing this, man. I'm talking about for real though. They go and apply for this job. These people are supposed to look into their their credibility. And pretty much them. So what happens in the police department, I think, they say, hey, you want the job? All right, you got anything on your record? Nope. Okay, we can do a background check. I think it's kind of like getting a job at McDonald's. I'm gonna keep it real. I think joining the police department is like getting a job at anywhere, Target, Walmart. I just really think that it ain't really too much they got to go through. You know, it's like they just security guard peace officers, man. That's all they are, and they don't even keep the peace. So what are they? Honestly, what are these dudes? They are criminals. They're a gang. The police department in any city is a gang. However you want to look at it, it's a gang. They just don't, and they do got colors actually, the same color, all of them. You feel me? So yeah, I had to go there. But here goes some more content. Check this out.
The arrest warrants were served today across the Bay Area, as well as in Hawaii and Texas. More than 100 FBI personnel participated. They were drawn from our San Francisco, our Sacramento, our Los Angeles, our Dallas, and our Honolulu field offices. These arrests are the culmination of more than 2 years of painstaking and methodical investigative work by the FBI, by the United States Attorney's Office, and by the Contra Costa District Attorney's Office. They are, in fact, violations of federal criminal statutes committed by sworn officers dedicated to upholding the law, and the citizens of our community deserve law enforcement personnel who practice what they enforce. Any breach of the public's trust is absolutely unacceptable. The operations today make clear that no one is above the law. The FBI and our partners are absolutely committed to protecting the civil rights of members of our communities.
You got to think, you got to deal with criminals at all these department stores or anything. Security actually do a better job to me at stopping crime than the police. Hey, you can twist that however you want to. I said it. Yes, I said it. I think the security guards at these department stores do a better job at policing than the actual police. You got to think about it because they're in there watching a bunch of people all the time, making sure don't nothing happen, don't nobody get into a squabble, don't nothing get broke. I mean, they're there. I mean, just, I'm just throwing this out there. So we got to understand what we're putting in our community, the product. You feel me? We got to look at the product that we putting in our community. What product are we putting there? And when you look at the police departments in your community, it's a bad product. And people are giving up tax dollars and paying into this product. I'm telling you, this government, this world, all these different agencies, companies, we just in a bad relationship with them. And I think for us as Black people, foundational Black people, we see it. It's time to move on from this toxic relationship with the government, with these community officials, with these so-called leaders, these puppets and puppet masters, these bootlicks, these people that don't mean us no good. I mean, it's just time for us to get out of those relationships and focus on each other because that's where it started from. That was our best relationship with each other, so we need to get back to that. But, I'm getting I'm serious though. But anyway, here goes some more content about this atrocity. Check this out.
Police officers take an oath. The oath is a solemn promise to defend and follow the Constitution of the United States, as well as federal and state laws. Police officers promise both to enforce laws to protect the public and to protect the rights of the accused. That's the job. The indictments unsealed today paint a picture of officers who have violated that oath. When this happens, the damage done to the public trust cannot easily be calculated. This office, however, will not rest until all persons who engage in this sort of behavior are apprehended and prosecuted. The defendants in all 4 cases have been arrested, and a schedule for court appearances is now being worked out.
Now, we use the term color of law as a shorthand for the idea of using one's official position to deprive someone of their lawful constitutional rights. Color of law violations strike at the very heart of our justice system. They undermine public confidence in the law and law enforcement and erode the fundamental rights of our citizens. Let me be clear, color of law violations will not be tolerated.
Okay, so I just want to say, after watching this, do you think there's a chance that this is happening in your community? I mean, we're talking about impoverished communities, which I'm talking to all my Black people, because this ain't happening in no other communities. Let's just keep it real. You don't hear about these stories in no other communities but ours. But Black people, after looking at this story, do you think this is happening in your city with your police department? I'm just saying, if it's happening here in Northern California where I'm at, yeah, you see where I'm going with this. But y'all have a good one. I hope y'all enjoyed my content. And if you feel a need to comment, go ahead. Like, subscribe. I got the Cash App thing there, so put a few dollars in there. It all helps, man. It keeps me spitting. This ism. But y'all have a good one, man, and take care, man. I'm out. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I also want to say God bless those going through the struggle. And make sure you watch out for them cold narratives that the government trying to push on us, y'all. And to all my Black people, I will be nothing without y'all. God bless you all.